This proved to be a historic one for Syria, as a Syrian head of state addressed the UN General Assembly after almost 60 years, 58 to be precise. Now, Syrian President Ahmed al-Shara in his speech said that Syria is returning to the international community after 6 decades. Also, on the third day of the general debate at the United Nations, Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas also addressed the UN through a video link. More in this report.
Conflicts in Gaza and Ukraine have taken center stage at the UN General Assembly as world leaders seek solutions to intertwine global challenges in an effort to promote peace and security. On Thursday, Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas addressed the UN General Assembly by video.
We reject Hamas' action on 7 October, which targeted Israeli civilians and took them hostages, because such actions do not represent the Palestinian people of their just struggle for freedom and independence.
On the other hand, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who is scheduled to address the United Nations General Assembly on Friday, stated he would condemn recent recognitions by some nations of a Palestinian
want to give them a state in the heart of land of Israel. This will not happen.
French President Emmanuel Macron, who received the 2025 Atlantic Council Global Citizen Award from BlackRock CEO Larry Fink, used the occasion to warn about growing threats to the UN Charter.
If we believe that we live in a global order, we should never accept a double standard. And what is the credibility of the Europeans or others to say it's very important to respect the territorial integrity of the Ukrainians, it's very important to respect the principles of the UN Charter, but not to have a single word for Middle East, not to have a single word for what's happening in Gaza.
French President Macron also met the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in New York on the sidelines of the UNGA. Meanwhile, for Syria, it was a historic day. For the first time since 1967, a Syrian head of state addressed the UN General Assembly. The Syrian President, Ahmad al-Shahara, in his address, pledged to rebuild a Syria that guarantees the rights of all without exception.
Syrian state formed fact-finding committees, and it also gave the United Nations the permission to investigate, and it reached similar results with unprecedented transparency in Syria. I pledge to bring to all justice all those whose hands were stained with the blood of innocents.
Al-Shahara said commissions had been created for transitional justice and to investigate the fate of missing persons, while work is underway toward electing a legislative council. Al-Shahara also pointed to the full restoration of international relations, new regional and global partnerships. He also reiterated Damascus's commitment to the 1974 Disengagement of Forces Agreement. During his stay in New York, the Syrian president met with other world leaders as well. He met with the US President Donald Trump, the Syrian state news agency SANA reported. Besides, he also met with the Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in New York. The Syrian President Ahmad al-Shahara also met the French President Emmanuel Macron. The theme of the 80th session is Better Together, 80 Years and More for Peace, Development and Human Rights. The UN General Debate of the 80th session, which opened on the 23rd of September, will conclude on the 29th of September 2025. Fuzail Ahmed reports for DD India.